Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Redfield1998, and today we're gonna be bringing Vincenzo's reflection. Hope you guys sit back, relax, and let's enjoy this Creepypasta. There was a theory put out there forward by a group of psychologists many years ago that suggested that we viewed ourselves as 10 times more attractive than we actually are. Another group stated that we see ourselves in completely different to what others see us when they look at us. And if we saw ourselves the way we see each other, we wouldn't recognize ourselves at all. Ordinary people would have always wondered if there's truly a way to see ourselves the way others see us. Unbeknownst to them, there is. It began in 1961, after Vincenzo Banduras published his research on aggression through imitating another person's behavior. The study credited Banduras et al., meaning and others, and its author, but all the other researchers was actually conducted by Vincenzo Banduras himself. Both the name and the intent of the study were completely different to the actual experiment. The real experiment was more sinister. A similar study to that of fake one had taken place in 1959, and all the records was erased. Banduras wanted to keep his research, so he put it under a different guise and named in its truly purpose. The et al. In the name was technically true, but unlike the other studies, referred to the participants as opposed to the other researchers. The experiment was conducted with two participants. They were both truly in fairly regular looking bedrooms, and they looked like they had stayed there for the duration of the experiment. They were both instructed that they had to look into a mirror, directly into their own eyes for at least 1 hour a day. One of them was told to keep direct eye contact with his reflection, while the other was told to focus completely on only one of his eyes. Both were white, male, in their late 20s, and without any previous history of mental disorders or disabilities. The participants were monitored remotely by Banduras through monitors in the bedroom. Everything seemed relatively normal until the third day. When Banduras went to check in on the monitors, one of the participants was staring directly at the mirror, despite him completed his hour earlier that day. When Banduras attempted to tell the participant to step away from the mirror, the participant immediately began screaming and crawling his right eye. Deep, guttural shrieking. He dug his fingernail deep into the flesh around his eye, as if it wasn't there. Thick streams of blood pouring down the right side of his face, all the while screaming about how Banduras made him do this to himself. There was only one clear distinguishable phrase in the man's screaming. You did this. I did this. You made me do this, you bastard. Look at my eye. Look what you made me do. You made my eye disappear. Where is it? Give me back my eye, please. The man fell to the ground, weeping and sobbing uncontrollably, begging for Banduras to return his eye. Banduras was forced to shut down the investigation, as any direct physical or mental harm participants could only land him in prison for the rest of his life. Only a select few in this world know this, and even fewer know about the fact that Banduras' experiments continue to gain results behind closed doors. Hunger and desire were answers can make up for a man to do the unspeakable. He claimed he would shut down the investigation to all that helped him and set up and fund the investigation, but at night, he suddenly went through the compound where all the staff slept and slit their throats of all those who could tell of the experiment. What followed was a series of truly disturbing, malicious, and sinister experiments on the way participants who claimed to have lost his eye. The experiment itself was almost completely shrouded in mystery, as Banduras did an exceptional job of covering it up so that the experiments never existed. But a small amount of people know what he found out. What he found out was that it was possible for one to see themselves as others see them. After intense subjugation, the participant was able to perceive himself as others do. After obtaining the information from the participants that he needed He released both of the participants. The first participant committed suicide soon after, and the second's whereabouts are currently unknown, as are Bandura's. I am also the only person who knows how to recreate the experiment that participants went through. This is how you can do it. All you need is a room with a closable door and a mirror. Make sure no one will come into the room. The only thing that is necessary for you is to look in the mirror with your own reflection. Focus on your left eye in the mirror and stare. Focus on your left eye in the mirror and stare. Just stare. You will no longer get the urge to blink. Just keep staring. Things may begin to distort near the bottom of the mirror. Staring. The room around you will blur. Just keep staring. Your eyes will become a gray color. Staring. Your face may begin to distort slightly as well. Just keep staring. Your right eye will seem to disappear. And staring. Other parts of your face may warp or vanish. And staring. Your left eye will shrink and ground and eventually disappear as well. Maintain your stare. Things may fly around the shelf or spontaneously break. It is not actually happening. Keep staring. The whole face will dissolve and melt as through the enveloped in volcanic ash. Keep staring. Ignore the fact that your face has now ceased to exist. Continue to stare at the spot where your eye was. Don't break the stare. Ignore the figure emerging from behind you in the mirror. Ignore its phantom existence. It will become clear as time progresses. Ignore it until you're fully grown and visible. Only then you can break the gaze. From now on, whenever you look in the mirror, you will no longer see your reflection. Instead, you will only see the figure in the background. This is you. This is how the others see you. How do I know this? I'm the second participant. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, that was Vincenzo's reflection. It had some good parts, it had some bad parts. The ending was a little cliche-ish, but hey, the good part is it reminded me of the other creepypasta that they made, which was the Russian one, the Russian experimental. It reminded me a lot of that one because they're supposedly in the 1960s, and it was pretty good. It did bring a lot of psychological things into it. Also, it had a little bit of blood in it, but it's a little bit of blood still. It was still pretty good, gotta admit. Also, pretty much we could have built something else out of it too. Like the whole ending cliche-ish about being like, it turns out that it was me. I am the Russian guy. Pretty much like saying, hey, it's me. I am the second person that happened to happen to this. It's like pretty good-ish, but again, a lot of creepypastas do these nowadays. But it's just my opinion. Tell me guys at the comment section below what you guys think of it. If you guys liked the video, thumb it up if you guys did. And hit that subscribe button if you guys thought this was pretty good. Until then guys, I'll talk to you guys next time. Later.